Hey everyone, BadSimRacer here and welcome to another episode of BadSimRacer News Weekly Roundup, your one-stop shop for sim racing news. On this week's show, rFactor2 roadmap updates and Formula Pro release, Assetto Corsa Competizione v1.7.12 update and liveries, F1 2022 reveals cast for Breaking Point story mode and more. With that said, let's get on with the news. rFactor2 continues to impress with the release of the highly anticipated brand new Formula Pro car and upcoming esports series. Studio 397 is on a roll lately, hot in the heels of the BMW M4 Class 1 2021, Monza releases and the announcement for the BMW GT3 2022 car. The Dutch-based studio just dropped the shiny new Formula Pro car into rFactor2, which, under Motorsports Game ownership, seems to be going through a welcomed rebirth. Paul Jeffrey, community manager at Studio 397, writes, "With such a fine variety of choice already available to take out onto the track within the software, back at Studio 397 headquarters, we've decided it is about time we added a new and high-performance open-wheel car into the equation." And that they did. The Formula Pro car seems to be a hybrid in between 2022 new Formula 1 regulations and 1995 to 2005 engine regulations with screaming V10s blasting throughout circuits all over the world. Bucking the trend of modern open-wheel motorsport, for this new car we didn't want to bolt a hybrid, low-revving and muted engine to the back of such a beautiful design. So, rather than go down that route, we've decided that 18,000 RPM and 800 horsepower sound like a good solution. It does sound like a very good solution. You are right. Noisy one, but good one. The devs partner with Goodyear tires in order to up the fidelity in terms of the tire model and to fully bring the Formula Pro car to life. In order to bring as much realism and variety into the driving experience as possible, we have worked extensively with the world-renowned Goodyear brand to develop a much more detailed and realistic tire for this new car. We have been fortunate enough to have access to considerable amounts of data from Goodyear for this project, which has given us the opportunity to look much deeper into how our tires behave within the simulation. The Formula Pro series was developed as an answer to the community request for a high-profile open-wheel series, which rFactor2 was kinda lacking. As previously said on last week's video, the Formula Pro series will be divided in two categories. As previously said on last week's video, the Formula Pro series will be divided in two, Pro and Challenge series. Following along the same lines of our now well-established GT series structure, the new category will be open up for both Pro and Challenge competitors, with multiple splits and live broadcasts supporting what we expect will be something of an action-packed new series of races for the simulation. The Challenge series qualifications start on 2nd of July and will run up to the 12th of July. During this period, drivers will have the opportunity to access the Formula Challenge qualification events via the in-game rFactor2 competition system, whereupon they will have to set a time at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit during one of the official qualification sessions. Sticking with rFactor2, let's have a look at the roadmap update for June 2021 and recap what was introduced to the same over the past month. June brought a slew of minor and major improvements, new cars and tracks, like the Formula Pro car and Formula Series announcements. 2022 BMW M4 GT3 announced, BMW M4 Class 1 2021 and the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza were released. Release candidate and beta progress, SSR or screen space reflections were added, dramatically improving reflections, specifically during wet races. The Sebring PBR update bringing all the latest graphical improvements to the much-loved American circuit. The tire compounds in overlay, in order to enrich the broadcasting experience for viewers. The competition system and competition system linked sessions. And to top it all off, the Steam Summer Sale is underway, bringing very good deals including the GT3 pack, 70% off, the Formula E pack, 70% off, the Endurance pack, 60% off, the Racer pack, 50% off. I'll leave the links to the rFactor2 Steam store page down in the description. On a personal note, I don't spend really too much time on rFactor2. Unfortunately, I still believe there's a lot of work to be done on multiplayer accessibility and user interface overall. I really hope that Studio 397 managed to improve on those two specific areas and bring it up to par with ACC or even Race Room. Let me know down below what you think of rFactor2 current state. Is it your go-to sim or do you think there's still a lot of hoops to go through in order to fully enjoy the experience? Comment down below. ACC just got updated with the brand new liveries for the 2021 GT World Challenge Europe, BMW Sim Time Attack and Logitech McLaren G Challenge Series. The team at Kuno Simulazione also took the time to introduce a list of quality of life improvements, the most noticeable being, regarding the user interface, Revised view settings menu with pages for groups and undo function. Mirror settings now exposed in the new view settings menu. Revised gear widget with separate fuel, gear and pedal section. Visibility settings added in HUD menu options. Physical steering input now displayed in the pedals widget. Max frame rate cap increased. Regarding physics, fixed erroneously high default brake bias value in wet setup presets of the Porsche 9912 GT3R at IGT tracks. Porsche 9912 aero map adjustments to allow for slightly higher top speed. Balancing tweaks for the following cars and track categories. Balancing tweaks for the following cars and track categories. Honda NSX GT3 at EUB, Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo at EUD for adjustments, Bentley Continental GT3 at EUD, and finally the graphics. Fixed backlight on British GT number plates. Make sure you download the latest hotfix to your Steam client before you start the game. ACC is one of my favorite sims at the moment, and it would be glorious if somehow they managed to snatch the WEC license. I mean, along with a brand new hypercar and LMP2 classes for truly licensed multi-class endurance racing. Also, Portimão, Le Mans, Fuji and Bahrain would be incredible additions. Just imagine racing at Le Mans in ACC, man. Those graphics, oh my god, oh my god. After all, ACC is still the best looking sim in the market. NASCAR and iRacing announced new official partnership agreement. In the official press release it reads: the deal will serve to elevate a decade-plus licensing relationship to official partner status, as the two organizations work closer than ever before to promote the various NASCAR series which live on the iRacing platform, while also collaborating around a number of innovation initiatives which have far-reaching implications on the future of NASCAR, including the design of new and proposed NASCAR racetracks, collaboration and technical support on the NASCAR Next Gen Race Car project, the creation of sim racing oriented content for NASCAR digital media channel, and use of iRacing as a training tool for NASCAR's Drive for Diversity class. As you might be aware, due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, iRacing has provided the platform for NASCAR's first ever officially sanctioned professional virtual racing series, which bridged the gap between events for the real world stars during the early stages of COVID-19 pandemic. The 7-race series set records for the most viewed esports events in United States television history. Apart from esports, iRacing has also become a technical partner to NASCAR, lending their expertise and assisting the sports sanctioning body around several racetracks, such as last year's Auto Club Speedway reconfiguration, and later, during autumn, scanning the proposed Chicago Street Circuit that debuted during an NASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series which was broadcasted live last month on FS1. I mean, both sides exchange corporate pleasantries. Tim Clark, NASCAR Senior Vice President and Chief Digital Officer says, NASCAR fans know and love iRacing for their accomplishments in the development of virtual racing series. But what many may not realize is that the company is so much more than just an esports partner. While Tony Gardner, iRacing President, replied with, NASCAR's assistance has helped iRacing remain at the forefront of the esports industry, while also taking our organization to exciting new places. We are incredibly excited to extend our partnership and look forward to continuing to evolve these efforts for years to come. To know more about this partnership, please click the link in the description below. We are a week away from Codemasters and EA Sports release of F1 2021. With the July 16th release date fast approaching, Codemasters and EA Sports revealed the supporting cast for the Breaking Point story mode. You'll get to meet brand new people alongside very familiar faces. The characters you'll meet along the way are the following. Aiden Jackson. Aiden is a potential star in the making, a young, promising driver embarking on his first F1 season, who idolizes his teammate Casper Ackerman. Jackson is viewed as a success story, having worked his way up from F2. Easy to like, Aiden can put up a good front for the cameras. However, behind the scenes, is struggling with the transition to the big league. Expected to be courted by one of the bigger teams, he has hit the ground running and is already making waves. Casper Cass Ackerman. Known for his ice-cold and no-nonsense approach. That sounds familiar. That sounds really familiar, I have to admit. Casper is a steady hand determined to lift his team away from the midfield battle. His calm temperament and dogged determination have served him well throughout his illustrious career. However, with a crop of young talent breaking through, he's feeling the pressure of trying to remain at the top of his game despite being in the twilight of his career. Devin Butler, also known as Jack Dill Mother Dick Big I don't know, I just have to give kudos to the actor because, I mean, that guy is just so easy to hate. Devin Butler, the breaking point antagonist. Devin is much more than a cocky, loudmouth upstart trying to make a name for himself. Highly respected on the track, Devin's questionable off-track behavior leaves a lot to be desired. Always ready with a wisecrack comment or barred piece of advice, Butler uses his encounters to get under the skin of any driver he deems as a threat. Love or loathe him, Devin Butler intends to become a living legend in the world of F1. Brian Doyle. Brian is direct liaison to the team principal, and it falls on him to keep things running smoothly. Doyle spends a lot of his time as the go-between, passing on messages, race strategies, or ironing out any grievances within the team. He has established himself within the sport and runs a well-oiled machine. A larger-than-life character lives and breathes F1. Doyle is up when it's going well, but crashes to earth when things don't go according to plan. Zoe Ackerman, Casper's wife and the bedrock of his world. Zoe has been on the scene for several years and knows the sacrifice needed for her husband to remain competitive. Zoe is always ready with a sympathetic ear and kind words, no matter where her husband is in the world. Mother to a young daughter, Lily, Zoe is the only person who knows the demons Casper faces competing against the next generation of drivers bursting onto the scene. So at this point, this reads pretty much as a story about Raikkonen's family. So I'm okay with that. F1 2022 will also bring two-player career feature allows players to join forces or race competitively with rival teams in synchronous sessions. Real season start enables players to jump in at any point in the calendar that has already occurred with up-to-date standings. My team and two-player split screen. Pre-orders will unlock next Tuesday, 13th of July. Are you planning on picking F1 2021 up? Have you already pre-ordered it? Let me know in the comments below. Pro racing driver Daniel Morad and Precision Sim Engineering join forces in the brand's Pro Driver Partner Program. As stated in Precision Sim Engineering Instagram post, we're proud to announce that Daniel is joining our Pro Driver Partner Program. When he's not busy behind the wheel of his Mercedes-AMG GTD car in the IMCA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, you'll find him streaming to his ever-growing Twitch community. Daniel will be using our flagship LMX steering wheel in a simulator and on stream. Check out Daniel's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/moradness. With this, we'll wrap up this week's episode. Let me know down below what would you like to see more of. As always, constructive criticism is very much welcomed. It would be fantastic and very much appreciated if you gave it a good old like and subscribe. This is the way that I can tell if you're enjoying the content I'm creating every week, and kinda helps growing the channel, so, You can also check my other social medias. They're in the description down below, so just have a look. And please make sure to follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/BadSimRacer. Thank you for watching, have an awesome week, and see you on track. Bye!